First of all, I mean, we've seen all of these pictures, but can you describe for us what you've seen today, what it is like on the ground at the moment?
Well, the word apocalyptic keeps coming up, Peter, and I think it's a very fair description of what the streets of Beirut look and feel like. Everywhere you look, there is utter destruction. Glass was being swept off balconies and onto streets below all day and all night. Buildings are ruined, doors are being blown off, people are walking around dazed. It looks as though it looks like a city that's been at war for the best part of 6 months, and it truly is staggering to realise that this destruction was caused in little more than 5 seconds.
Where do we go to from here, Martin? I mean, you've lived there for a while, you know the Middle East well. There's talk of 300,000 people being homeless. I mean, how long is it going to take Beirut to repair itself?
And look, today we saw people busying themselves cleaning out what remained of their homes and their shop fronts, and there were attempts to get a civic society moving to help clean up the worst affected areas. The entertainment districts of Jamaisi and Marm Hale, we're all very familiar with them. We have many friends who had died in these areas. They look like they no longer have a future. There were last night and into the early hours of this morning, there were literally dozens of people with backpacks and suitcases walking on empty highways through shattered glass out of town. This feels very different. This is not your normal Lebanese crisis. This feels existential. And it's important to remember that this comes on the back of a very grave economic implosion, which had sent the country to its knees. Food insecurity was rising. Poverty was as well. And jobs had been falling along with the Lebanese pound. So, you know, this comes on the back of some extreme circumstances, and not to mention the corona crisis, which is kicking off again in Beirut.
And what about the cause, Martin? Are we closer to fire? I mean, we know why it exploded, but, you know, I guess the key question is what on earth was so much ammonium nitrate doing in an unsafe warehouse? Are we any closer to finding out what that was all about?
Yeah, look, I think we can say with a fair degree of certainty now that ammonium nitrate was taken off a rickety Russian freighter back in 2013. There were 2,750 kilos of it, a massive amount. It was stored in a series of warehouses, 2 very large warehouses in the Beirut port, which is a strategic site, and it's very close, as we all know now, to the heart of the capital, to the parliament and to the entertainment districts and to the eastern half of the city. Why it was kept there for so long is a question that needs to be thrashed out, and there's certainly a lot of finger-pointing going on. We spoke to a former port worker today, somebody who I'd personally known for 10 years, and he said that there were disputes every month about this stockpile between various security agencies, with many suggesting it should be moved and others saying, well, it's not our turn to do that. For now, the theory is centering on gross, staggering incompetence that got us to this position, but there will be an investigation, and there needs to be a transparent investigation with accountability reaching far beyond bureaucrats to ministers and generals who took these decisions for it to be in any way satisfying to the people of Lebanon and of Beirut in particular, who have lost so much.